And on to the details now. Janata Dal United Chief Nitish Kumar took oath as the Chief Minister of the Eastern Indian state of Bihar for the record 10th time on Thursday. The swearing-in ceremony took place at capital Patna's historic Gandhi Maidan, which has hosted his inaugurations in 2005, in 2010 and 2015 as well. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Home Minister Amit Shah and other prominent leaders of the NDA attended the swearing-in ceremony in Patna. Nitish Kumar was first elected as leader of the JDU Legislative Party during the meeting with the new MLAs held at his official residence in Patna on Wednesday. He was also unanimously elected as leader of the National Democratic Alliance or NDA Legislative Party ahead of the formation of a new government under his leadership in the state on Thursday. Samrat Chaudhary and Vijay Kumar Sinha were also elected as leader and deputy leader of the BJP Legislative Party respectively during the meeting held at the BJP state headquarters. And India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval hosted the 7th meeting of the Colombo Security Conclave National Security Advisors in New Delhi today. It brings together key regional partners to strengthen security cooperation in the Indian Ocean region. He held the discussions with his counterparts from Maldives, Mauritius, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. Seychelles participated as an observer and Malaysia as a special guest. Now, NSA Ajit Doval welcomed the dignitaries and highlighted that the forum has gained immense significance amidst rapidly changing and challenging global security environment.
The CSC has gained immense significance today in the midst of a rapidly changing and challenging global security environment. Realizing the growing import of strengthening regional partnership amongst the countries of the Indian Ocean region, we came together in 2020 to reinforce the cooperation in vital matters of security through the establishment of Colombo Security Conclave.
Well, NSA Doval also noted that ocean is our biggest heritage and urged for enhanced maritime cooperation between countries joined by shared maritime geographies.
Excellencies, the ocean is our biggest heritage. It is the engine that propels our economies. As countries joined by shared maritime geographies, it is our responsibility to ensure the safety, security and stability of the region. We need to shape a favorable environment to nurture an open, inclusive maritime domain anchored firmly on a rule-based order. We also need to work closely for the preservation and use of our common maritime heritage. India is committed to continue working closely with all CSC countries to enhance our collective capacities in dealing with the evolving and emerging security challenges.
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting Johannesburg, South Africa from 21st to 23rd of November to attend the 20th G20 Leaders Summit. This will be the 4th consecutive G20 summit held in the Global South. On the margins of the summit, the Prime Minister is expected to hold meetings with some world leaders. The Prime Minister will also be taking part in the India-Brazil-South Africa leaders meeting being hosted by South Africa. And Australia's Foreign Minister, Senator Penny Wong, will hold talks with External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on Thursday. This will be the 26th meeting between the two leaders. Both countries are expected to enhance cooperation across cyber and strategic technology, trade, maritime security and defense, among other areas. The visiting Foreign Minister, along with Dr. S. Jaishankar, will also co-chair the 16th Foreign Ministers Framework Dialogue. The high-level meeting marks a significant step in advancing the India-Australia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. Well, Afghanistan's Industry and Commerce Minister Alhaz Nuruddin Azizi will meet External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar in New Delhi. The Afghan Trade Minister arrived in New Delhi on Wednesday on a 5-day visit to discuss the advancing bilateral trade and investment ties. This is the second ministerial contact between New Delhi and the Taliban regime in Kabul in a month and a half. Last month, Minister of External Affairs Dr. S. Jaishankar met Afghanistan Foreign Affairs Minister Maulvi Amir Khan Muttaqi in New Delhi. Earlier, the Afghan Trade Minister visited the India International Trade Fair on Wednesday. The minister toured various stalls at the fair, including the Afghan stalls showcasing local products to promote business connections. And Secretary West Sanjay C.B. George co-chaired the 6th India-EU Strategic Partnership Review meeting with Olivia Bailey, Acting Deputy Secretary General for Economic and Global Issues at the European External Action Service. Now, the discussions covered the full spectrum of the India-EU Strategic Partnership, progress on a new joint comprehensive strategic agenda, and preparations for the upcoming India-EU Summit. Also, India has expanded its visa on arrival facility for UAE nationals to include Cochin, Calicut and Ahmedabad international airports, adding to the existing centres in New Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad and Kochi. With this move, UAE citizens now have access to visa on arrival at 9 major entry points across India. The facility is available exclusively to UAE nationals who have previously obtained an Indian e-visa or a regular paper visa. Travellers are required to fill out the VOA application along with the disembarkation card. UAE citizens arriving in India under this scheme may stay for up to 60 days. The visa allows double entry within the 60-day period. The VOA facility is not available to any UAE national whose parents or grandparents were born in or are permanent residents of Pakistan. Well, such travellers must apply for an appropriate visa. The fee for visa on arrival remains 2,000 rupees or the equivalent in foreign currency for each passenger, including children. And during his official visit to the United States, India's Chief of the Naval Staff, Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi, visited the National Defence University at Fort Leslie J. McNair. He interacted with presidents of National Defence University, Vice Admiral Peter A. Garvin. Leaders held discussions focused on professional military education, strengthening linkages with institutes of higher learning between the two defence forces, training exchange of international fellows and military professors, and issues of shared maritime interest to further strengthen the India-US defence ties. Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi also interacted with the Indian officers deputed for education at the Anshaw School, National War College and College of Information and Cyberspace, CICA. And moving on, India is set to host the Bloomberg New Economy Forum in October 2026 in New Delhi. This will be the first time the flagship event is hosted in India with the cooperation and support of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. While addressing Bloomberg New Economy Forum in Singapore, India's IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw informed that India's semiconductor chip-making capabilities are set to be at par with other major producers by the year 2032. This showcases government's urge to strengthen domestic manufacturing. Minister also stressed that social media platforms should take responsibility of what they publish to strengthen trust levels in the society.
Social media platforms must start taking responsibility of what they are publishing so that the society at large doesn't get harmed by what they publish. Every company which works in India must follow India's constitution, must follow India's laws. Every platform must understand what is the social structure of the country in which they are operating. How does a platform react to the circumstances? How does it operate in the scenario, the diversity that we have in our country? That must be respected.
Well, moving on, the 56th International Film Festival of India is all set to begin in Goa today. The remarkable event promises to be a grand celebration of global cinema. Over 240 films from 81 countries will be screened during the 9-day mega event. Japan is featured as the country of focus this year's IFFI, while Spain will serve as the partner country. DD India's Deepika gets us an exclusive report from Goa on how it is gearing up for the mega event.
The only film festival in South Asia accredited by International Federation of Film Producers Associations is all set to witness its yet another dynamic edition in Goa. Jointly organized each year by National Film Development Corporation, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India and the Entertainment Society of Goa, along with the Government of Goa, IFFI aims to bring together the world of cinema under one roof. This year will be even more special with a different and grand opening parade that will witness vibrant floats, cultural performances and a spectacular procession led by cultural troupes, production houses and the state government. Apart from that, the parade will also witness the felicitation of noted actor N. Balakrishna for his remarkable contribution to the Indian cinema. The 9-day cinematic extravaganza will feature 240 films from 81 countries. Japan remains the country of focus, whereas Spain is the partner country and Australia as the spotlight country. These are leading this year's international collaborations. Key highlights include restored classics, centenary tributes and curated global sections. Expanded Waves Film Bazaar provides a platform of creative exchange under a single roof. IFFI 2025 will also witness IFFI for seamless entertainment. The debut Cinema AI Hackathon hosted by the Waves Film Bazaar in partnership with the National Film Development Corporation. Now, along with this, masterclasses, panels and knowledge series will also take place. The Creative Minds of Tomorrow, or the CMOT program, with 799 entries this year and 124 selected participants, represents 13 filmmaking crafts. Indian Panorama and New Horizons is also to watch out for, along with women, their debut voices and emerging talent. Interestingly, IFFI 2025 will also honor legendary actor Rajnikant for completing 50 years in cinema, marking a milestone that celebrates the closing ceremony. First ever parade with cultural floats and the participation of production houses, IFFI, Creative Minds of Tomorrow, Waves Film Bazaar, this and a lot more is all set to begin at the 56th edition of International Film Festival of India here in Goa. We'll keep updating you with all the latest with our special broadcast on DD India. So stay tuned with us. With camera person Senthil, this is Deepika reporting for DD India from IFFI, Goa.
And moving on, Bangladesh's Supreme Court reinstated the non-party caretaker government system for conducting the national elections, overturning its 2011 verdict that had abolished the arrangement. Now, according to the verdict, the caretaker system will take effect after the next national election, which will be held under the current interim government. The restored system will be implemented for the 14th parliamentary polls and onwards. A 7-member bench of the appellate division delivered the unanimous judgment on Thursday morning. The ruling revises the 13th amendment introduced in 1996 to ensure free, fair and credible polls under a neutral interim administration. Now, the caretaker model was first adopted in 1996 to oversee elections for the 90-day period. It was abolished through the 15th Amendment in 2011 following a Supreme Court verdict that declared the 13th Amendment unconstitutional. And for more on this, we have Naval Singh Parmar joining us from Dhaka. Well, Naval Singh, as Bangladesh's Supreme Court overturned its 2011 verdict and reinstated the non-party caretaker government system for conducting the national elections, what have been the immediate reactions, especially in relation to the implications for future electoral credibility?
In the judgment itself, there is a mention that it will not be implemented in next general election, which is due as per the announcement by the Dr. Yunus, that it will be held in first half of the February 2026. So this caretaker government system will not be applicable to next election. It will be applicable to the next election, means after 5 years. So this election, coming election in Bangladesh, national election, will be held under the caretaker government system or interim government system, which is headed by Dr. Yunus. And against the interim government, there is a allegation from the across the party line about bipartisan working. Jamaat-e-Islami accused some of the advisors, while the BNP also, which is also second largest party in Bangladesh, they also accused some of the advisors for their bipartisan working. So interim government under which the next election will be held, it is already under the criticism that they are not working neutral. So that is the one thing which is flagged by the many analysts, that if you are not allowing Awami League party to contest election, it is on there is a ban. And if this political party nowadays who are supporting the interim government, they will conduct the election. The interim government will conduct the election. It will be favorable to the political party who are supporting the interim government. Large sector of the people will not have their representation during the next election. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, Naval Singh, for all those details from there. And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. Donald Trump signs the bill to release Epstein files.
India did not agree that Hindus and Muslims could not live together. This was a birth of a country or two countries. There was a birth that was also an abortion, because you were literally killing this country that was being born at that point. Every time a Muslim came to prominence in India, President of India, Chief Justice of India, cricket captains, whatever, it was a standing rebuke of the very Pakistani idea. If a Muslim could achieve all this in India, then why did Pakistan need to be created?
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Khurana, and moving on. At the Colombo Security Conclave in New Delhi, India's National Security Advisor, Ajit Dowal, highlighted that ocean is our biggest heritage and urged for enhanced maritime cooperation between the countries joined by shared maritime geographies.
It's my great pleasure to welcome all of you, and I wish all of you a very happy and a comfortable stay here. Esteemed National Security Advisors of the member states of the Colombo Security Conclave, Excellencies, Secretary General of the Colombo Security Council Secretariat, and distinguished delegates. A very good morning to all of you. It is indeed a pleasure to be amongst friends and to host all of you in New Delhi for the 7th meeting of the NSAs of the CSC. The CSC has gained immense significance today in the midst of a rapidly changing and challenging global security environment. Realizing the growing import of strengthening regional partnership amongst the countries of the Indian Ocean region, we came together in 2020 to reinforce the cooperation in vital matters of security through the establishment of Colombo Security Conclave. I am happy that our engagements have gained momentum since the 6th NSA meeting that was held in Mauritius in December 2023. The strength and success of this august group lies in our common vision, consultations and convergence of objectives. We have been building our capacities through regular engagements across the 5 pillars of cooperation. We adopted the CSC Charter and the MOU on the establishment of the CSC Secretariat in August last year. We also appointed the first Secretary General of the CSC earlier this year, and I am pleased to welcome him also to this meeting. I would like to place on record the excellent coordination by the Secretariat of the CSC in this regard. Excellencies, the ocean is our biggest heritage. It is the engine that propels our economies. As countries joined by shared maritime geographies, it is our responsibility to ensure the safety, security, and stability of the region. We need to shape a favorable environment to nurture an open, inclusive maritime domain anchored firmly on a rule-based order. We also need to work closely for the preservation and use of our common maritime heritage. India is committed to continue working closely with all CSC countries to enhance our collective capacities in dealing with the evolving and emerging security challenges. I am confident that our deliberations today will be productive and forward-looking, and I look forward to hearing from all of you. Thank you very much.
And moving on, in our latest, US President Donald Trump has signed the bill demanding that the Justice Department releases its files on the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The material could shed more light on the activities of Epstein, who socialized with Trump and other notable figures before his 2008 conviction on charges of soliciting a minor for prostitution. Now, although Trump's signature does not guarantee the file's release, the bill contains exemptions and the investigation that Trump demanded into Democrats' ties to Epstein, which, as per sources, could give the department another reason to keep them confidential. And US Attorney General Pamela Bondi has vowed absolute transparency in releasing classified Jeffrey Epstein files following US President Donald Trump's commitment to public disclosure. Now, on February 27th this year, the Department of Justice released an initial pages. FBI Director Kash Patel was tasked to investigate prior omissions and the files linked to Epstein's sex trafficking of over 250 minors will be redacted to protect victims' identities. Now, Attorney General Pamela Bondi emphasized upholding constitutional transparency amid renewed scrutiny of Epstein's elite connections as the public awaits further revelations from the ongoing investigation.
We will continue to follow the law, again, while protecting victims, but also providing maximum transparency.
And moving on, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is set to meet the top United States military officials in Kyiv on Thursday, including Army Secretary Daniel Deshwal and Chief of Staff General Randy George, on a fact-finding mission to revive the peace efforts in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, now over 3.5 years old. The high-stakes talks follow Zelensky's fruitless Turkey visit and coincides with Russia's massive overnight strikes in Ternopil's apartment blocks that spiked toxic chlorine levels sixfold, while blackouts gripped western regions ahead of the winter. United Nations officials decreed the terror as Moscow advances slowly on the front. And on to some sports news now. Indian shooters continued their impressive performance, securing more medals at the 25th Deaflympics in Tokyo, Japan today. The duo of Abhinav Deshwal and Pranjali Prashant clinched gold in the 10-meter air pistol mixed event by defeating Yaju Kao and Ming Jui Su of Chinese Taipei 16-6 in the finals. Meanwhile, Kushagra Singh Rajwat won bronze in the 50-meter rifle prawn competition. With the win, India's medal tally in shooting has climbed to 11 so far. All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.